在写生，就是在写生的路上。
这一句就是这一句，
就是这一句。
Welcome back to the Runner's Garden. What a character series. Hey, I'm Jay and I make videos about traditional Chinese characters in alphabetical order according to the Pinyin romanization system. In my last video, we talked about the sound form dan, dan, and dan. No second tone, at least according to the 3,000 most commonly used character list. Similarly, today, there's also no second tone. The sound form we will discuss is tang, dang, and dang, not dang. Dang it. We'll talk about pawn shops and political parties and a whole lot more. Dang or dang. This part is what I used to call the Viking head. This is the kou or mouth. And this is tian, the field radical. The character has so many meanings. Let's start with a verb. At the very basic meaning, it's to be. 当老师，你有时候要严格一点，但是要充满爱心。To be a teacher, sometimes you have to be a little bit strict, but also full of love and compassion. 我长大要当飞行员。When I grow up, I want to be a pilot. Since I'm wearing army green, 当兵 is to be a soldier. We got this guy again.
你要做什么？
几岁的时候当爸爸？38岁。当地的人 people from a local area. Yeah, it's still like are. People who are from the land. The character D, as in D2, will be coming up in a couple of weeks, I think. How am I going to do this? I like this brownish or yellow side better than the blue side. What do you guys think? 当地的人. Dang can also act as an adverb. So you put it at the beginning of a sentence. It could be when. 当我开车的时候，我非常紧张，我要小心。When I'm driving, I'm really nervous. I have to be careful. 当然 means of course. 当天 the same day. 每天早上我起来第一件事就是看当天的新闻. The first thing I do every day after I wake up is to watch that day's news. Here's an example of look out for the kids. So 当心. In other words, don't hit the kids. Here's another one. They really got to take care of this one. This sign. Here's the head. I'll show you another dang up here. 便当的当 lunchbox. This is the lunchbox sign. 便当. A single dang, fourth tone dang, on the sign usually means dang pu, which is, there it is, a pawn shop. There are probably 3, including this one, pawn shops within just my immediate vicinity here. Oh, and don't confuse it with fu, which means wealthy. Take a look here. The first one is dang or dang, and the second one is fu. A little bit different up top there. There's also a meaning of appropriate or very appropriate. So 相当好 is very, very good. As you can see, there are varied uses for this dang or dang. With the mouth radical, it's a sound. Dang, like ding dong. The dang, that means a clang or a sound. I have also seen that you can use the gold radical in front instead of the mouth radical. However, historically, this character would refer to the actual metal object making the sound, like a small bell. Third tone dang with the hand radical is to block. You see that there? That's called a men dang, a door stopper.
我看不到黑板，你挡到我了。
I can't see the blackboard. You're blocking my view. With a tree radical, it becomes files. 档案. Computer files. 档案. Fourth tone. 档. The simplified for all of these is the same radicals that I've been talking about, and then 3 downward strokes over what looks to be a backwards E. This third tone 党 is a political party. So 民进党 or 国民党. 国民党, sorry. 国民党 is the KMT. 民进党 is the DPP, Democratic Progressive Party. We have the same top as the other dang that we were talking about, but we have the character hey or black at the bottom. And this is not by accident. The old organizations used to be considered a little shady or secret. Later on with political parties, it's that character still remains. And sometimes the parties are a little bit shady in their maneuvers, as we know from history and current affairs. 民主党 is the Democratic Party in the United States, and the 共和党 is the Republicans. Guess how much that cost? 50 NT dollars. The welder did not have a screwdriver with a magnetic head on it, so I have to do some surgery here. In the middle of the hole you see there is another hole. I gotta match it up. Shit. I think I got it. I don't know. For the next 2 tang, fourth tone characters, we need to know this component yang, which means sun, or positive when we're talking about electricity, or the male side in Taoism. I'm sure you've seen this symbol before. This component is in the next 2 characters as our sound component. Yang rhymes with tang. Fourth tone tang means to swing, wander, or roam. Grass radical up top, and on the left we have the water radical, and then the aforementioned yang, sun component. The simplified is in parentheses without the actual sun on the sun. Example, 荡秋千, to swing on the swings. Looks like great fun. Here's some more meanings from the Pleco app. There's also 游荡, to fool around. Sometimes that character is interchanged with this one. In fact, in simplified, it's exactly the same and does mean to swing also or toss about. An example for this one would be 脑震荡, a cerebral concussion, which I hope she doesn't have. This concludes our new characters. Stick around for a review. Now on to the vlog. In Taiwanese,
霸王
in Mandarin, 肉圆. Mushroom? I thought there used to be bamboo in here. That's pork. March 22nd, we're officially in short sleeve weather with sunscreen on. I'm going to the Sky Bridge to meet JC again. My wife said, don't forget the sunscreen. Put it on. She goes, put more on. I said, more on? She goes, yeah, moron. My Taiwanese wife cracking jokes. I'm at the lower section of the Arts Senior High again. This is interesting. You can see that there must have been flooding up until that line at some point. So all the doors, they have added these, you can put like metal gates down to keep the water from going into the classrooms. It's a necessity, every door. We got this guy again. 我要问你一个问题
你要做什么？
几岁的时候当爸爸
38。
38岁？
对。
哦，那么老。
was teaching online, and this Japanese father told me he just had a baby. He was 44.
Okay, yeah, that's
So yeah, I told him, wow, my first kid was when I was 38. So
yeah. Well, you hear about some movie stars who have them like when they're in their 60s. They got these young wives.
yeah, my friend in Jacksonville, the air traffic controller, retired air traffic controller,
Yeah.
had his first kid when he was 52.
Damn! Really?
Yes.
How old was his wife?
His wife was maybe 40.
Oh, wow. Is this all by the same guy?
Yep.
Oh, he does a lot of variety. There's landscapes and no portraits, but it's like nature and then architecture.
Yeah.
Very cool.
那10批啊，就是10万。红点就是有人买，哎，已经被买了。
Ooh, 100,000. Wow, let's see which ones are sold. 谢谢. 300,000.
Yes.
I like the color on that. Look at that.
It's very detailed, right?
Oh, that's a Changhua Telecom building behind.
I think this is Geelong.
Oh, okay.
I've seen this in Geelong.
Does it say it? It doesn't say Geelong. Well, it must be in Europe somewhere. I think the artist said Denmark. That looks like a medieval painting. That one down there is pretty cool with the rippling water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
like,
a
I like
mountain.
the one next to it with all the leaves.
The lily pads. Yeah. And then he's making like, environmental statements with like this one. Look at that.
I think so. Yeah, could be.
Really? Do birds get that close? That must.
Well, they might be looking for worms.
Yeah.
Have
I
you
mean,
ever
if
seen
somebody
that-
is using a machine like this, or their birds will be gone.
That is pesticide.
Oh, I thought it was he's cutting the grass. Yeah, like a weed whacker.
But weed whackers don't have this. Oops.
Oh, you touched it. Oh. Yeah, and plus he's wearing, yeah, even if you are kicking up dust, you would still wear the mask.
This one is 500,000.
500,000.
Half a million. I could almost buy a car.
Yeah. Yushan. Yeah, we've climbed that, buddy.
Yeah, I've climbed it 3 times.
Wow.
Once
Pai
with
Shou.
you.
Pai Shou.
Well, I have a friend named Mark who's done it 19 times.
19 times,
Yes.
Jade Mountain.
Yes.
That peak.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I don't know if he's been all the way to the top, but he said he's been there.
由进贤油画创作邀请展，对，然后我不再写生，就是在写生的路上。
这一句就是这一句。
就是这一句。
写生 to sketch or paint still life.
他现在这里吗？
对对对，您要跟他
可以面谈吗？
可以啦。
要不要跟他面谈
Okay.
真的。
JC goes out and compliments the guy. He comes in from the hallway into the exhibition hall and ends up giving us basically a private tour of all his work. It was fascinating and really nice to meet him. If you get a chance, the exhibition is open until April 5th at the Arts Senior High area in Changhua. I'll put more information in the description. Knowledge of another language is going to help you meet interesting people, such as this artist. Best of luck in your Mandarin journey. Next time, we'll be going over the sound form Dao, Dao, and Dao. Runner's Garden signing off.